Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, welcome back to Fallout's Tale of Two Wastelands. Well, last time, we went chasing after radio signals, hunting down some of Fallout 3's most obscure content, and today we're going to be doing something rather similar actually, which is, I'm going to be visiting a town which, even though it does have a big named mission associated with it, there is a good chance you can completely bloody miss it, because Fallout 3 just loves hiding stuff right at the edge of the map. So today we're kicking off at Robco and heading to the west, but not Tenpenny Tower. Oh no, we'll get back to you another day. My destination is way more out of the way. Instead, just start heading, yes, northwest west into the hills, though bear in mind, as we start going further and further and further towards the west, it is very likely we're going to start running into nasty bits and pieces. So make sure you've got a decent loadout ready to help out with that. In particular, yeah, Dark Gun is going to help out a lot. Oh, and to continue the theme from last week, though this isn't actually what I was meaning to be approaching at all, there is an additional radio station on precisely this bloody route. So, okay, we may as well cover this one. This one is actually a little bit on the fun side. It just wasn't really, on the route I was planning to cover when I was doing last week. So, okay, just turn that on, then head back over. There's a lovely fallen bridge. Excuse me, I'm talking about radio signals right now. The signal's just another Morse code one, so once again, just broadcasting, hey, this is me, please get back to me when you can. And it leads to a small drainage chamber once again, literally right next to the tower. This bunker, however, is rather on the cool side, which is, this is the trap bunker, and they're really rather well laid traps. So okay, straight away, you've got pressure plates right here, easy enough to avoid, but it's very easy to not notice the guns set up, because, yeah, they've been deliberately put inside this rubble in order to disguise them, so yeah, those would just trigger that. And then as we go forward, a barricade where the only way through is to go over the top and knock that barrel. But that barrel, you may be able to spot the string there, that would trigger a grenade trap. So you've got to either accept the grenades are going to go off and just make a run for it, or if you are very, very careful, and this is, oh, just got away with that one there. That almost went horribly, horribly wrong. Yeah, you could just about take them apart, which is lovely. Then we've got, obviously, more mines, more traps. Yeah, this place is just really well trapped up. It's lovely. So here we go. This will be the guy that sets it up, and this guy really knew what he was doing. Alright, this is a well-organized bunker. He had spare parts, spare mines he wasn't using for anything. He had his own workbench right over there. We have got a gun with ammunition sitting right next to it. We've got ourselves a purified water right here as well. We've got the radio, and we've also got a rigged computer because, obviously, we're not done with the traps yet. So this one would explode, but yes, unfortunately, I do not have explosives 45. I can't disable it. Do not interact with this terminal. It will explode. And of course, on the way out, do not forget, duck and cover, I will never say no to a free skill book. Beautiful. And also, yes, there is a tiny, tiny generator in here. For some reason, he was working on the world's smallest generator, which I find very cute indeed. Anyway, don't worry about that, that just happened to be on the way. My real destination number one is right there, a gas station in the distance. Also, I can't help but wonder, this only occurred to me today. Yes, Protectron's Gaze, the laser pistol that's kind of a shotgun I got out of the Superhuman Gambit. Is that a shotgun as far as the game's concerned for calculating 1, shotgun surgeon, and 2, and stay back? Because I have no idea whether it is or not. You know, probably wouldn't work on this robot anyway, but you know what? I'm seeing a lot of shields right there, suggesting shotgun surgeon is not applying. Okay, probably it acts like a shotgun, but is a pistol as far as, yes, the various perks are concerned. So, okay, who's shooting me now? Oh, bloody hell, it's a blowfly. No, 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 get out of here, you. Okay, as I was saying, destination number one, right here, Jocko's Pop and Gas Stop. And we're just going to be wanting to step inside here for a second, because I think it should be... Yes, this place is all nice and quiet. Precious, precious bent tin cans. That's not why we're here. Don't worry. We're definitely here for something better than that. We have got ourselves the schematics for a bottle cap mine. Now, I know what you're thinking, John. You've already got that. Moira gave it to you. ages ago. Yes, rather fun thing, collecting multiple schematics for mines or grenades is actually really bloody useful. Arguably, way better than collecting duplicates for anything else. Because the game just says your schematic's been improved, but that really buries the most important thing that just happened. If you check the schematic in your data tab, this schematic now makes 2 mines, find the third version, that is 3 mines for a single set of resources. Now, that doesn't make the slightest bit of sense, because each bottle cap mine is clearly contained inside a lunchbox, so how does one lunchbox make 2 mines or 3 mines? But I don't care, it's very, very useful indeed. In addition, Nikola, Tesla and you never say no to a skill book, and behind me on the shelf here, a Nuka-Cola Quantum. And yes, I've been collecting those quietly every time I see them, and today is the day we're going to actually put them to use. So, okay, that should give you a pretty good indication where we're going today. Here we go, just head northwest again, literally following the direction of the raised road right here. And here we go, a tiny walled town appears in the distance, and that hillside, that's the end of the world. There is basically nothing further west than this. This is really well bloody hidden for a fairly major settlement that's got some really important stuff going on. And yes indeed, welcome to Girdershade. But yes, as the flickering sign and giant pile of empty Nuka bottles might indicate, this is where we are picking up the Nuka-Cola Challenge. So, say hello to Sierra. I love Sierra. Sierra is an absolute bloody star.
Sierra Petrovita's the name. Good to see a new face in Girdershade. I take it you're here to check out my Nuka-Cola collection and take the tour.
Oh, abso-flipping-lutely. In fact, you know what? I'm going to specifically say, wow, this is impressive, Sierra.
I have one of the best Nuka-Cola collection in the capital Wasteland. Heck, I've won the Nuka-Cola Fan Club Collection Award for the last 10 years in a row.
And just out of interest, how many members in that society, Sierra?
Well, only 2 right now, me and Ronald. But membership is open to the public. You can join if you like.
Oh, Sierra, I love her. But yes, indeed, tell me about this other chap.
Ronald? Oh, I'm sorry. I figured you met him already. He usually chats with people who enter Girdershade. He's my neighbor and my protector, as he calls it. Imagine if some nasty raider wanted to take my stuff. He'd show them a thing or two. He's such a sweetie. You should talk to him.
Oh, we will definitely be catching up with him. That guy's an absolute star as well.
Like once, there were these raiders that came by. There were 3 of them, and their leader was named, like, Lugnut or something. So they, kicked in Ronald's door, and he was blam with his gun, and one of them got all splattered. Then the other one tried to, hit him all in his head with some club. And Ronald was so cool how he dodged it and shot the guy in the face. Then the Lugnut guy was in Ronald's face with the "I'll kick your ass" stuff, and Ronald was like, "Hell no," and he punched the...
Sierra's storytelling is truly magnificent, and remember the details of that story, because we'll be coming back to it later. Anyway, let's get back to business and get the Nuka-Cola tour.
Well, come on then. Let me show you around. But no free Nuka-Cola until the end of the tour. When Nuka-Cola was invented by John Caleb Braverton in 2044, it quickly became the world's most popular soft drink.
I do enjoy how she's so excited that she speaks really fast when she's giving the tour. It's adorable.
The Wonder Drink soon drew a dedicated following, which prompted the Nuka-Cola Corporation to release many promotional items like these. By 2067, a Nuka-Cola machine such as this rare, pristine model could be found on almost every street in America. As promised, here's a little pick-me-up. An ice-cold Nuka-Cola. Just look at the frost on the bottle. So cold and delicious. Pardon me, I tend to lose myself when I hold on to a Nuka-Cola. Before I get to the little proposition I have for you, let me tell you a little bit about Nuka-Cola Quantum.
And go on, Sierra, let's get the details.
For every bottle you bring me, I'll pay you some caps. You know, for expenses. But if you're super cool and find enough bottles to fill my Nuka-Cola machine, 30 in all, I got a super secret cool prize for you.
And yep, a quick speech check means she's willing to spill the beans ahead of time.
Oh, okay. I have a schematic for the Nuka grenade. The only one in the whole capital wasteland. Bring me the bottles, and it's yours. Imagine the look on the target's face when they are burning alive in an effervescent explosion of cola and fruit flavors. So, what do you say? Will you bring me the bottles?
Curiously, she is either lying, misinformed, or something was changed during development, because there are 3 variants. This is not the only one in the wasteland at all, she is just straight up wrong. In fact, it's almost certainly not the first one you're going to come across, because Doc Hoff, one of the 4 rotating merchants, he's got one of the others in his inventory, and you will almost certainly have run into him already.
Your best bet would be to find the ruins of the DC Nuka-Cola bottling facility. Find the shipping manifests inside. With them in hand, you should have a good clue as to where the quantum was delivered. While you're there, you may even be able to find some bottles of quantum.
So there we go. Good solid lead from her right there. Go to the Nuka-Cola factory, obviously a good starting point, and there's a few other fun bits and pieces hidden in there as well. The entire conversation with Sierra is absolute gold, by the way, so yeah, just dig into her relationship with Quantum just a little bit more, and yes, are we sure that Quantum is safe, Sierra?
Addicted? Why would you say that? I can stop drinking it anytime I want. That's so silly to think I would get hooked on the most delicious soft drink ever devised by man.
Sierra's just wonderful. And just indeed, fun fact, you actually can get addicted to Nuka-Cola Quantum, but basically only in Fallout 3. In Fallout 4, there is no Nuka Quantum addiction. In Fallout New Vegas, there is Nuka Quantum addiction, but there's barely any Quantum. It does exist in the game in a single box in Lonesome Road. I'm not even sure if it's supposed to be there. It might just be a mistake, but there is a single bit of Quantum in all of New Vegas, in Lonesome Road, and it's not even guaranteed. You've got to basically re-roll the area until it happens to spawn in, so it might be there by accident. For some reason, I've never been able to discover anybody who confirmed why, they just sort of replaced Quantum with Nuka Victory in Fallout New Vegas. As I say, I have no idea why this was done, meaning effectively, Fallout 3 is the only game where Quantum addiction is even possible.
Oh my! It's like a tidal wave of flavor washing all over your body. Your head spins, but everything is clear at the same time. It's quite a rush.
And would you believe Sierra almost certainly is suffering from said addiction? Yes. So, that's all we're getting out of Sierra for now, but, okay, let's step outside to say hello to the other resident of this town, Ronald, who she was speaking so highly of.
So, who might you be, and what brings you out to our little paradise?
And hello there, Ronald. I was just chatting to Sierra about Nuka-Cola.
That's all, huh? It better be. Because I warn you, I don't like anyone messing around with my woman.
And funny old thing, she never said anything that implied you two were together.
Well, that's likely because it's none of anyone's business but ours. But hey, she's a fine-looking lady. I mean, you're no slouch either, but a man has his standards, you know.
Why, Ronald, whatever are you implying?
How do I put it? I'd love to do the horizontal bop with her, you know, plow her bean field. Come on, kid.
I do rather enjoy Ronald, because basically his entire characterization, like every detail about him, every interaction with him, full stop, just boils down to the fact that this character is horny. That is his entire bloody life.
I know she's asked you to find her some Nuka-Cola Quantum. Heck, she asks everyone that wanders through here. What I'm proposing is you still look for the drinks, but instead of bringing it to her, you bring it to me. She'll be so impressed that I got all the Nuka-Cola for her, she'll melt in my arms like butter. I pay you the same she was going to pay, and everyone's happy.
And here we go. Naturally, Ronald being the horniest man in the entire Fallout franchise, Black Widow becomes an option, which is you can recruit him to get the Quantum for you. Do that, and we'll make it a threesome.
Holy shit, are you for real? Hell yeah! I'm off to find you some Quantum then, and I know right where to go.
He will now immediately sprint into the wasteland and go direct to the Nuka-Cola factory, and will almost certainly die en route. Now, you can follow him and attempt to, keep him safe and whatnot, but he just stands inside the lobby and doesn't actually, assist in any way whatsoever. So, okay, it's a fun interaction, but that's not what we're doing today. Not least as it's extremely difficult to keep the man alive. He will get himself killed a lot. So, just nip back in time and seriously, every single line of dialogue between you and Ronald is just him being horny. It's marvelous. So, yes, when he says he doesn't want anyone messing around with Sierra, you can simply reply, maybe I like messing around.
Whoa, that's kind of kinky. I like it. Wouldn't mind watching that. Sorry, baby, you'll just have to take a number. I'm gonna be the first one to tap into Sierra's goods, not you.
Seriously, literally every interaction with this man, it's just him being horny. So, what we're going to do instead is we're going to accept his offer. So, it's a speech check, it's a relatively difficult one, but yeah, my character has got very, very good speech, should be able to pass this no problem. So as a result, yes indeed. He will double the amount that's paid for every quantum brought to town. Now, he will not give you the grenade, so you are giving up the quantum grenade by doing it this way. However, as I say, you can get that schematic from 2 other places. Sierra is just straight up lying to you about how rare it is, and grenades in this game are not very good. Plus, I kinda want to keep Ronald on side, because yes, if you go down his path, you get some truly spectacular dialogue down the line. So, we're gonna agree to this.
You devious bastard. I didn't figure you were that clever.
So alright, today we're going quantum hunting. And step 1, let's figure out how much quantum I've got already, because I've been gathering it every time I pass them by, but I strongly suspect we're not at 30 yet. We're at 20. Oh, you know what? That's actually not bad. Right, onto the plant itself, which is just outside the DC ruins on the west side of the river, so if you've been doing what I've been doing, the flooded metro is a very good leaping off point. Here we go, it's literally just a straight shot down the road. Now, there might be a raider or 2 in the way, but that guy doesn't appear to even have, a weapon on him. He appears to be unarmed, so I'm not too concerned about that, really. And here we go, the Nuka-Cola plant. Beautiful. Including, yes, a Nuka-Cola machine right outside. Now, these guys are interesting, which is they may or may not contain a Nuka-Cola quantum. It is somewhere about a 5 to 10% chance, and it is locked the first time you enter the cell that this Nuka-Cola machine is located in. So, if you're really patient, you could just, keep reloading, particularly interior areas, over and over, until you get all the quantum you want. Though, honestly, you don't need to. There is more than enough quantum in the game. On this occasion, sadly no, just your basic. So, welcome to the factory. In this area, we're going to be dealing, yes, mostly with automated robot security. So, if you've got anything with, bonus damage versus robots, now would be a good time for it, as would be having Lockpick 100. I don't, we're gonna have to go the long way round. Though, this place is also just swimming in Nuka-Cola machines, so if you get lucky, you may well find a few quantums just, randomly spawning out in the worlds. And if life gets too tough, yeah, one good pulse grenade should do the job very nicely against these here robots, so honestly, you kind of may as well while you're passing through. Otherwise, I will just, sit on these forever and never get round to using the bastards. And, of course, it wouldn't be a factory in Fallout if, yes, reading the terminals didn't reveal a horrifying backstory. So, yes, while they were trying to make the quantum glow because they thought it would be a cool marketing gimmick, initially, some of the isotopes they used did kinda kill a lot of people. The final version at least didn't kill anybody, but yes, it does make 1 in 10 people sick. So, still not a great result. And one other note, with Quantum done, R&D moved on to the next big thing. Nuka-Cola Clear. With only minimal loss of life, we've been able to modify the look of Nuka-Cola, but give it the same great taste. So, this one wasn't ready to go out into the world, but they were working on it. Keep that in mind, we'll be coming back to it later. Unfortunately, it's not just robots. That might be a bit on the, yes, easy side. In some areas, it's robots, but elsewhere, the Mirelurks have got in, and they've been swimming in the quantum, creating the Nuka-Lurk, which is basically just a Mirelurk that looks super awesome. Still weak to the same basic tactics though, so yes, just shoot it in the face and life it should be a-okay. Crits in the eye will sort you out and no problemo, buddy. If you've never explored this area before, by the way, it is super cool, because yes, go down to the basement and you'll literally have to wade through Quantum, which is extremely high in rads if you try and drink it though. I am curious, as far as this mod's concerned, is this water? So if I just have a big drink, okay, that's a lot of rads right there. Was that water? It was, so let's assume it's like, you know, say, water that's got mixed up with some quantum. So, yes indeed, we're taking a handful of damage, don't mind me. Oh, nuclear hunters. Okay, that's a little bit more scary. If we're lucky, maybe we'll get, yes, 10 million crits. That would be great. That was not enough crits. That's gun, you've let me down. Okay, let's try that again. Although, actually, you know what? That's a thought right there. John, you've got hollow point rounds. Oh, that is going to destroy a flipping Mirelurk. Right, wait for him to pop up. Make sure we break his legs, because hunters are bloody fast. Get the hollow point rounds on you, buddy. And now... Oh, now that flipping hurts, doesn't it? So, one. And where's those crits? Oh, yeah. That's the flipping stuff. That is... That's beautiful, actually. That is just absolutely sexy. The basement, however, is mostly just a, yes, little fighty diversion. What you really want to do is just get straight through it to make it to the officers. This is where the interesting stuff is. This area also has one of my favourite dumb tricks in the entire game, which is, you may notice a lot of red on the compass. Some of those red ticks are basic rad roaches. Some of them are nuclearks. And you have no real way of knowing aside from maybe estimating speed and trying to orientate via sound, which is which I find is just a delightful way of messing with the player. Couple of things to note in here. Fun joke I particularly enjoyed, by the way, which is, yes, inside what is clearly the marketing office, there is the speech skill book, which of course is named Lying Congressional Style. So okay, just a quick dig at marketing right there. And not an unfair one, to be honest, given the marketing terminal does very clearly specify they're going to be using actors to film fake taste tests in order to put them in the adverts. But more importantly, elsewhere on the same floor, we have got ourselves a human. Nothing particularly of note, to be honest, just got ourselves, yeah, an assault rifle, basic 5.56 ammunition, but finding the formula. The formula for clear Nuka-Cola is on the first floor of their DC plant. That's where they did the R&D. Get the formula, meet us at the Red Rocket Tricycle Factory as we planned. Our buyer is promising lots of caps. I want to see some hustle. This could take our gang to the big time, sudden death overtime, forever. So, okay, somebody wants the clear Nuka-Cola formula. And this has just kicked off an unmarked quest that is in fact time limited. If you don't complete this before completing the Nuka-Cola challenge, it will simply become uncompletable. And you do not want it to become uncompletable, because one of the items you can get out of this is really rather good. Still, the final stage of the loop, we have made it to the factory floor, and yes, unfortunately, you could have just skipped straight to this area had you got lockpick 100. That first door could have just come in that way. Would have made life a lot easier, but there are some rather cool things you can do here. In particular, when you see these particular, yes, like, I don't know, Nuka loading machines or what have you, look in the side office and, yes, packing a line terminal. Due to an oversight by the design department, the new Nuka-Cola Quantum is slightly heavier than the standard Nuka-Cola. So, as a result, do not load Nuka-Cola Quantum into the sorting units because it may cause a jam. Well, unfortunately, I do want some Nuka-Cola, so we're going to be doing that anyway. So, load Quantum into the sorting unit, activate the packing line, warning system error. But you know what? I don't care. I may have broken the machine, but I've also just got myself 3 Nuka Quantums. Beautiful. So, those in hand, let's go say hello to Milo. There he is. You can tell it's him because he's the only mark on the compass that isn't trying to bloody kill you. Hello, Milo.
Hello there, fellow employee. I don't believe we've met. I'm your factory foreman, Milo. It's a pleasure to meet you. Please give me your job posting title and employee registration number for my permanent records.
And it is rather a difficult speech check, but you can just about pretend you're John Caleb Brad Burton himself. Lovely.
The name is verified in my system with no existing or issued employee number. Voice stress pattern within normal parameters. Executive override protocol initiated. What may I do for you on this wonderfully productive day?
And there we go, we've got Milo on side. So, step 1, shipping manifest if you'd be so kind.
That information is in the shipping computer terminal. Passcode for the terminal is NCC1864.
Alright, lovely. And step 2, I'd like the key to the research safe, because we know for a fact that's where the recipe for Nuka-Clear is.
Certainly, allow me to whip up a copy for you. There you are. Have a wonderful and productive day.
I like Milo. Milo is very helpful. And just as you were saying, the shipping computer now open because I've got the password. That gives us 3 locations where we can find a big old pile of quantum. So, Super Duper Mart, already found that one, Old Olney, and Paradise Falls. And here we go, just nip round the corner, we have got ourselves the doors, and those doors we saw right at the start, but now with a lovely door switch. So, yes, you still have to fight some robots, but you can pretty much skip almost every Nuka Lurk if you, have sufficient lockpick. So, back to research, back to the safe we saw right at the beginning in one of the very first rooms, the formula itself. Okay, with 3 quantums in hand, that means, yes, we've now got 23, 7 to go. But before we take care of that, let's sort out, delivery of the Nuka-Cola Clear formula, though this note is extraordinarily unhelpful, because it says bring the formula to the Red Rocket Tricycle Factory. That location doesn't exist. It's a typo. It's supposed to say the Red Racer Tricycle Factory, which again is extra unhelpful because this being an unmarked quest, if you don't realise that there's a typo there, yes, you could very easily just overlook this entire submission. Fortunately though, it is really close by, so literally just follow the road up in this direction, heading in a vaguely northeast direction. When you get to the first bridge, take a right, start following this road in the right direction, and those fences there, that'll indicate to you you're now going in the right direction. So just a loop around in this direction. And there we go, the Red Racer Tricycle Factory. And yes, I strongly suspect that some of you may have run into this event before and just shot these guys on sight without realising they are willing to speak to you. Because they do look just like raiders, okay? They are dressed up like raiders, aside from one distinctive characteristic, the hockey mask, because, okay, I know nothing about hockey, but this would appear to be some form of hockey reference. So, despite appearances, they are not raiders, do not shoot them instead, let's go and have a lovely chat.
Hold it right there. What are you doing here?
And it turns out, buddy, I have got precisely what you're after. So yes, unfortunately, your friend is dead.
Mercia didn't make it? Damn. How do they expect us to play when we don't even have enough people on our team? Well, as long as you brought the formula, I guess we're still in the game.
So yes indeed, buddy. Please explain what's going on with your combined hockey and cola obsession.
The name's Goli Ledoux, and I'm captain of Sudden Death Overtime, the last of the ice gangs. There was a time where every city had their own ice gangs, and thousands would show up to watch them all duke it out in giant arenas. We aim to bring those days back.
So yes, best as we could tell, this is a misunderstanding by this gang. They are conceptually aware of pre-war ice hockey, but they kind of seem to think it was like gladiatorial fights on ice, and not like, a friendly sport. Well, maybe not that friendly. As I understand it, people get really bloody injured in this sport. But you know what, buddy? 400 caps, it's yours.
Nicely played. And I know talent when I see it. Here you go. Okay, team. Let's get out of here.
So there we go. Formula has been handed over, and those guys start making their way out into the world. Except, okay, gonna be honest, don't really want them to do so. Also, are you guys going to be following your boss? Yes, just at a very long distance. And very fortunately, they will absolutely 100% be willing to just fight raiders. So yes indeed, despite being dressed like raiders, they are most definitely not. Now, this seems to be going pretty well as far as I can see, which is, yeah, one of their team is dead, and the goalie is extraordinarily wounded. Well, that is excellent news, because I'm going to be honest, buddy, you're holding something very unique. So, just shoot the goalie in the back of the head, down he goes, and there we go, a nice clean break, and... Okay, their center is still running away right now. She's planning to. There we go. She's coming back. It's... Oh, bloody hell. She just broke my chest as well. Well, that's just bloody rude. No, 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 no. Just take him out, please. Anytime you're ready. Right, she goes down, and no trouble there whatsoever. Because, yes, most of the gang are just wearing basic hockey masks. But not the goalie. He's wearing a unique mask that gives you plus 25 AP, which is ludicrous. Like, my agility is 7, and my AP caps out at 86. So, right now, put that on. That's like 30% more AP. That is ridiculous. Though, yes, unfortunately, it does cover up everything. So, it's your glasses slot, and your chin slot, and your head slot. So, you do give up a lot, and I would prefer to keep the first recon beret. So, time to get ourselves some Nuka Quantum. The super duper mart, of course, is super easy. In fact, you've almost certainly checked this, and I certainly have too, but I just wanted to make absolute double sure. Yes, I've already got all the quantums from here. They're in the pharmacy at the rear, so these boxes are right here. Over to Paradise Falls and back inside Eulogy's pad, then just head through to the stairs and you can see them glowing away in these crates at the back. So, this is stealing. Do not get spotted doing this. The slavers will start shooting you. Apparently they are very attached to this particular cola. Which leaves just the Old Olney grocery, though fortunately, yes, you don't actually have to go to Old Olney, because if you know this game well, you'll know that that's a giant death claw nest. Thankfully, the cola never made it there. Instead, return to the radio tower that was next to the Grizzly Diner down there and just start heading north until you see a lovely road linking a farm to a nearby large town. The farm, by the way, is the source of a very fun event, which is every time you rock up here, yes, the raiders are almost certainly going to be being attacked by the local wildlife, and the local wildlife being bears, they're gonna do pretty bloody well. So, there are raiders here, but let's just say they're not gonna be here for too much longer. Right, I think the bears are done clearing the entire area for me, so off into the wasteland they go. Lovely. I think they're, yes, hunting down some Brahmin. Then just make your way west to the road and there will be a broken down truck right here, which is going to give me everything I need. So, yeah, between those locations, I think there's like 15, maybe 16 quantums. The rest you're just going to have to find dotted around or get lucky with the vending machines. And if you do find yourself in need of, yes, just a quantum being drawn at random out of machines, I recommend Arlington Library. Because for whatever reason, this library is just a cocking swimming in Nuka-Cola machines. So that was one there. Another one right here, just round the corner. Lovely. One in the media archive, just past the trap. And more upstairs in the break room too. And that's before we even get into the bloody children's wing, where once again, they are just everywhere. So yes, if you've never been to the library, you can just save before you go into every single area, and then just keep going in for the first time until the machine spawns some quantum for you. Fortunately, I don't need to play that lottery because, yes indeed, I have now got all the quantum I need. However, if we could just step into an evil alternate universe for a second, there is one other interesting reaction you can get out of Ronald's. So, just step into Sierra's home, sneak up behind her and pop a bullet in the back of the head. There is absolutely no reason you would ever do this, by the way. All it does is fail the Nuka-Cola challenge. But, if Sierra does end up dead, then you can tell Ronald about it, and there are some interesting ways you can spin the tale. So yes indeed, Ronald, Sierra's gone.
What? What the hell happened?
And yes, indeed, you could just say you don't know, you can admit that you killed her, in which case, you know, he'll try and kill you too, or you can speech check him to tell him that the Nuka-Cola Corporation had her murdered.
Crap! This has to be about the Nuka-Cola machine I got for her. It had this label on it saying, "Warning, if you tamper with this unit, you will have to answer to the Nuka-Cola Corporation." Now I bet they're after me. Oh God, I gotta hide, I gotta go.
So, yes, he now thinks the Nuka-Cola Corporation is hunting him down, which is, just really rather delightful. But no, Sierra doesn't end up dead in Universe A. That's only for the evil John who lives in Universe B. Instead, let's hand that quantum over to Ronald. Because bear in mind, the only reason he wants the quantum is to impress Sierra. So if you give him all the quantum that Sierra wants, something truly magical happens.
Well, this should be enough to fill that stupid machine of hers. Thanks for all your help, but our transaction is done. I'll take any extras off your hands for now, but then I'm done with these disgusting drinks. They taste horrible. Now to put the moves on my lady. Come and watch an expert at work.
So, step 1, we get ourselves a giant pile of XP, 30 quantums disappear, 2,400 caps appear in their place, and, arguably, far more importantly than just, level 15, he just invited me to come and watch an expert putting the moves on Sierra. And we most definitely would like to see that, actually. Yes. So, let's lockpick up to 73, because, yes, with Hat and Skill Magazine, that should be 100, if we need such a thing, meaning, yes, Science also needs to be moving in the right direction. Lovely. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we get to see a true masterclass in seduction.
Hey there, sweet cheeks, I got something for you.
Oh my goodness. You absolute dear. You found the quantum to fill my machine.
Yeah, I'll fill your machine, all right.
What was that?
Nothing. So you want to celebrate?
Well, maybe later. I have lots of things to do now. Need to get all this quantum icy cold.
That's okay, baby. We have plenty of time. You know where to find me when you want some of this.
Some of what?
That's okay, Sierra. Play hard to get. I love it.
Yup. They sure were hard to get. And you got 'em, you big old teddy bear. Anyway, gotta get these into the machine. See ya, sweetie.
Yep, I'll be seeing you soon, I hope. Got something on your mind? Spill it.
So there we go. Despite that, it turns out Sierra basically is completely oblivious to Ronald's advances. Despite the fact that Ronald's entire personality is nothing but making advances towards Sierra. Meanwhile, speak to Sierra herself once this is done.
Yay! You're back!
She's so excited to see me. I love Sierra. She's delightful. So, by any chance, has Ronald been bothering you in any capacity?
Oh no, not at all. In fact, I've been getting lots of nice attention from him lately. Ever since he brought the quantum to fill my machine, he keeps whispering sweet nothings to me. In fact, he told me he's going to butter my muffin. Isn't that sweet? That he'll do such a silly little chore for me. Now all I need are muffins.
So yes, indeed, Sierra is in fact completely clueless, and Ronald is no closer to getting with Sierra at the end of all of that, which I find delightful. Now, that's not to say that Ronald hasn't done, a fair bit to get at Sierra's good books, because, yes, if you ask after the deal, now that Ronald's fulfilled it on your behalf...
Oh, Ronald is such a sweetheart. Do you know he went out like you did and found me 30 bottles of quantum? He loves me. He really loves me. Now I bet he'll ask me to get married. Oh, for my wedding present, I'm giving him the super secret prize, too.
So yes, indeed, you don't get the Nuka grenade. But there is also the statement there, Sierra thinks she might be getting married to Ronald. So, yes indeed, Sierra, can you not see that potentially the man just wants to sleep with you?
A sleepover? Awesome! We could tell bedtime stories and do each other's hair and all sorts of fun stuff. I could even make some Nuka-Cola treats for when we get the munchies late at night. That would be fun.
So, yes indeed, it sounds like married life is not going to be to Ron's liking. In fact, if anything, it sounds like he's going to spend a lot of time, yes, being fed quantum snacks, despite the fact that we know he absolutely despises the flavour. So, yes indeed, I feel like this is not going to work out in a way that the lad desires. Still, if there is a possibility that Sierra is going to marry our lads here, then I think there's one more thing I ought to do for our dear friend Ronald, and that is, yes, a rather obscure mission that does actually tie in with him. So, skipping back to the Super Duper Mart once again, this time we're going to be making our way south into Greyditch. Generally, of course, you visit Greyditch to take care of the mission with the giant flaming ants, but that's not why I'm visiting today. Instead, I'm gunning straight for the centre of town, so don't mind me, little ant buddies. I imagine you are not going to be a problem, though, yes, do watch out. They can breathe fire. That is, you know, the trick that fire ants have got up their sleeve. And here we go, Marigold Station. Right at the end of the blue line, or at least the blue line that we know what it looks like, this station does link through into Falls Church, but that's not what we're here for. Instead, just blast some ants out of the way, and yes indeed, we have got a lovely skeleton sitting right next to Grady's last recording.
If you're listening to this tape, then my brains are splattered all over a wall somewhere, and you've got a job to do. You need to retrieve the package and get it safely to Ronald Lauren in Girdershade. Tell him Grady sent you. To get the package, you'll need the key. I've stashed it inside an old fire hose case in some maintenance closet at Marigold Metro Station. The key will unlock the safe that contains the package. Look for the room marked by a spinning light. You can't miss it. Good luck. And hopefully, they won't find you too.
And there we go, a second unmarked mission pertaining to Girdershades. Once again, we're in the world of unmarked missions here, so yes, there is no quest marker to guide you. You just need to look around and follow the instructions. Though, on this occasion, the game does give you a tiny bit of help, which is the fire hose box is marked as Grady's fire hose box. Which gets me the key that he stashed there earlier. Brilliant. So, back up top this time, yeah, we want to change sides at this point, going over to what was originally, yes, the left-hand branch, and as per his instructions, keep an eye out for a spinning light. And barely around the corner, we've got ourselves one spinning light. Easy locked in whichever way you prefer. Then just crack open the safe inside, and yes indeed, it turns out the package that we're supposed to be delivering to Ron is the naughty nightwear, giving you increased luck and increased speech. So, yes indeed, as I say, Ronald's entire personality, and indeed every mission he's attached to in any way, is just about him being horny, okay? He is the horniest man in the entire Fallout franchise, with no exceptions. It's not even close. There is, however, one small problem if we take the naughty nightwear. Which, as you may recall from Sierra's story about how Ronald keeps her safe, yes indeed, she mentioned a man by the name of Lugnut, and the moment you pick up the naughty nightwear, he shows up here.
I'm only gonna ask you this one time. Give me the naughty nightwear.
Because it turns out their entire dispute, Ronald and Lugnut, is nothing to do with, say, you know, keeping the town safe or money or anything. They just both want the sexy pajamas. This entire mission is about a pair of sexy pajamas, and I'm so sorry, Lugnut, but these are my sexy pajamas. Walk the cock away.
All right. My mistake. It obviously belongs to you. Now, you just watch it, 'cause I won't be so nice next time.
And while this is the end of the, yes, sexy pajama quest for the time being, it's not actually the end of the sexy pajamas saga. There is going to be a second part to the sexy pajama saga, but it doesn't even show up until Broken Steel, and even then, it is very, very easy to miss, so, okay, just keep that in mind. One day, at some point in the future, the sexy pajama saga will be continued. Anyway, back to our dear friend Ronald, and yes indeed, buddy. Any chance you've ever heard of somebody named Grady?
Grady? Maybe. Why are you asking?
And yes indeed, he's being a little bit cagey. He probably doesn't want random people to know about the sexy pajamas he's commissioned.
Holy crap! You have it? Well, hand it over. I've been waiting over a year for that damn thing.
And you know what, buddy? That's fine, but I want paying.
Fine. Anything to get it. Here's your caps. Now hand it over.
And there we flipping go. So apparently Ronald has been waiting a year to receive extremely sexy pajamas to help him seduce Sierra. But this whole thing might not necessarily work out for Ronald, given Sierra's waiting for Ronald to ask her to marry him, and Ronald's never going to do that because he's a massive horny bastard who's just going to try to seduce her, and it's never ever going to work. And even if he does decide to one day put on his sexy pajamas and head over to Sierra's, we know for a fact she's just going to put on a slumber party and feed him snacks that he absolutely despises. So unfortunately, it's never going to work out for poor Ronald here. So there we go, the complete story of the Nuka-Cola Challenge, which, as it turns out, is not just a tale of gathering 30 quantums. No, it is instead the epic tale of a hockey-themed raid gang, the epic struggle for a set of sexy pajamas, and the tragic tale of the world's horniest man and how things are not going to work out as he wants them to. So, yes indeed, I would say let's call it a part there, because seriously, the Nuka-Cola Challenge spirals off into some strange damn stuff. But next week, I'd say how about we head back to Tenpenny Tower and get back to, you know, some more traditional Fallout fare. Though, that's not to say there are not some very interesting things that need to be discussed regarding the residents of Tenpenny Tower and the interesting secrets they keep from each other. So, hopefully, you are looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been many a true nerd. And this has been Fallout, Tale of Two Wastelands. Thank you very much, and goodbye. If we just hide the bodies, nobody needs to know about this. Yes! My stupid plan has worked! It turns out I'm a genius! The giant rat scorpion is not gone! Oh, hang on, there's more yet, though. I'm still being very shocked. Guys, where's the NCR? Nobody needs to know.